Consequences of failure here at the Behind British Lines site. Stop number 8. Here you would have seen thousands of British, Irish, and German soldiers, women, and children. In 1777, they had camped on this site near the headquarters in relative safety for the weeks between the two battles of Saratoga. After the massive defeat on October 7th, Lieutenant Colonel John Burgoyne returned here to consider his next move. So many lay dead and wounded, supplies were running out, defenses were compromised. Now, everyone under his command faced an uncertain future. So it would have been tense all through this whole area. A huge mini city here, basically. Center picture up here, the one marker has kind of an idea what it would have looked like. Tense all through this whole area here. There are a lot of natural springs around here. Men and boys from Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland, Germany filled the ranks of the British regiments here. Burgoyne's redcoats were well trained, but few had ever seen combat, especially like the battles of Saratoga. Many soldiers brought their families with them. Most officers were gentlemen. Their society thought them automatically fit to lead. Like their soldiers, most of the British officers here were younger than 30 and had little combat experience. Look at this man here, young guy here, John Stanley, painting, young guy, young boy, just a kid. All armies traveled on their stomachs. That was a big problem why Burgoyne finally surrendered. Here's a nice little hard biscuit made of flour and water. It was a staple for men and children and women to eat. The hard biscuit became hardtack during the American Civil War. But General Burgoyne's army had 3,800 British troops and about 400 follower women and children. More than 2,000 of them camped nearby. All they had to be fed was by the commissaries. Such a multitude could not, as they say, live off the land. British rations dwindled down to flour, biscuits, salt pork, and spruce beer. It was a rare treat to get bread, fresh beef, or rum. On October 3rd, Burgoyne had to diminish the soldiers' rations in order to lengthen out the provisions. The general claimed that the men submitted with uttermost cheerfulness. Beaten, broken, but still beloved, John Burgoyne turned 54 years old in 77. His wife Charlotte had died the previous year, a loss that had left him feeling that the animation of life is over. This campaign was the first Burgoyne had ever commanded. So taking Albany obviously was out of the question. Burgoyne yet hoped he could save both his battered army and his career. General Gates had once called his aristocratic enemy an old gamester. Lady Friederike Riedesel, the wife of the German commander, thought that Burgoyne had lost his head, but the British here still had great admiration for their leader. One of his officers said that no general was more beloved in an army, or more deservedly so, than was General Burgoyne. And you would have seen tents like this here at General Burgoyne's camp all through this area here. So Burgoyne, what did he do? Well, he headed north, back up. Like I said in the previous post, he besieged Schuylerville, Saratoga at the time, for 10 days, and then ultimately he surrendered his army, the first time the British army had ever surrendered in the history of the world, to General Horatio Gates. And we're going to head up there eventually to Victory Woods, the tower. We're going to climb up the tower. The surrender site is nearby there as well. So here we are. We're done with stop number 8, heading back down to 9 and 10, and then to Victory Woods.